Greetings, my good people out there in social media land, man. I'm Stan, the man, S. Dot B's for those who know me as that. Stan B's for those who know me as that. Representing Something to Say podcast on YouTube, and that's me. Um, I will apologize in advance for my inconsistencies. I have a lot going on, man. So I really don't have the time to just be on here, just you know, putting a whole bunch of posts out or what have you, what have you. So I'm gonna try to get to it when I can get to it. I'm not gonna post every day. Um, I'm really not a social media light. That's what I call it. That's what I call people who just really into the social media like that. Post this, post that. Every time they turn around, they posting something. They on Facebook posting something. They on Instagram posting something. I'm not. I'm really not like that. But I will be posting here and there. Anyways, the last video or the first video, the last and the first video you've seen, if you've watched me, was when I was in Jacksonville. Um, I am currently now in Kansas, and as you can see, I'm in a hotel room. The last one I was in a hotel room. I have partaken a new job, which entails me flying in and out of different cities throughout the states and doing this work that's required of the FAA. So that's pretty much in a nutshell what I'm doing. And I want to speak on today about having faith, man. First, let me give you an interesting story. Um, I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. I have an aunt that's out here. I haven't visited here since 92, 93. I was 15, 16 years old when I came out here with my mom and pops. Um, I have a cousin who is my aunt's only son or only child, period, who was out here, you know, them 30 years also. He moved out here with her. And he recently passed back in January. And for those who know me outside of this here, know that I do music and rap and do my thing. I like to say I do hip hop. I don't like to say rap because you tell people, yo, I rap. They look at you like, you rap? You 40 something years old, you trying to rap? Nah, I ain't trying to do nothing, bro. Like, I does this and that's what it is. But I'm not like them. Just understand that. Anyway, but yeah, I got a cousin who been out here this whole time or whatever. And for those who know that I do my music thing. And so a lot of times the music that I would do, whether it be in the studio, whether it be at the crib, I would hit my cousin with it. And I hit him on like Messenger or whatever, throw the song to him, whatever. And back before he passed, actually this was a day before he passed. It was on a Saturday. I remember it clear. I hit him up kind of earlier in the morning, like 11, maybe 11, 12 or so, and I hit him with this music. And so he hit me back on the messenger, but he hit me where we could see each other like a video chat type joint. So I'm like, "What up, cuz?" We talking. He was like, "Yo, cuz, that joint was so dope that I couldn't just send you a text or call you or nothing. I had to like see you and let you know, tell you, look in your face and tell you that joint was dope." You know what I mean? So we ended up talking like about a good hour and some change. And cuz always encouraged me to do whatever it is that I do, but especially the music. He always encouraged me, yo, do your thing. You know, show these people. You know what I mean? Like keep rocking, keep doing you. Don't what I mean? Don't try to be like nothing else. Do what you do. So I'm like, yeah. So we had this great conversation, and then the next day, um, I was doing. I also have a podcast, by the way, on this app called Anchor. You can find me under Something to Say basically the same title as this podcast. And so I have my homeboy Blind Fairy, who is usually a co-host with me on that particular podcast, and we were doing a podcast episode that particular evening, and I get a call from my mom. My mom's like, you know, son, what you doing? I was like, I'm over here at Blind Crib. Well, are you sitting down? Am I sitting? Like, yeah, what's up, mom? I got some bad news. I'm like, okay, well, lay it on me. And she said, well, your cousin Darren passed. And so I'm like, what? I'm like in shock, you know what I'm saying? Because I just talked to this man, like an hour and a half, you know, for an hour and a half the day before. And so I'm just like, wow, like, damn, like, what happened, And she said, well, we really don't know, your aunt had been trying to call him. She couldn't get in touch with him. She ended up going by his apartment. She had a key. She entered an apartment, and he's laying on his recliner, like slumped to the side. And it wasn't any foul play. It wasn't, homicide, anything like that. It wasn't suicide or nothing like that. Um, and I believe now, I believe he had a heart attack. I think that's what happened to him. But it was just crazy to me, man, like crazy because I had just talked to him, and I was sad. I was hurt that happened to him, because um, that's my cousin, number one, But number two, it's just like, man, I just talked to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when it sting the most a lot of times. You just seen that person, just talked to that person. Now they gone. So, but then at the same time, I start getting this comforting feeling of, you know, I might have been the last person that he talked to, and then I felt that love of everything that he expressed to me before this happened to him. And I just remember I will never forget that conversation as long as I live. So I carry that with me for the rest of my life. Um, so I was just like, man. And so now it's ironic that I took a job doing something totally different than what I was doing before. I've done asphalt work off and on for the last 20 years. And so now I do something totally different. I don't have anything to do with asphalt. I'm not outside working, sweating, none of that. But I have to go fly into different states, different cities in different states to do the job. It's not just like I can go to this one little spot every day and do the job. Like I might be the way the job breakdown now is like I may go somewhere for 2 weeks, then I may leave from there, go somewhere else for 5 weeks, and go somewhere else for another 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So it works like that. And so I happened to land in the city that my aunt and my cousin were living in, which is Kansas City, Missouri. So I'm in Kansas right now. Last video you see me in, I was in Jacksonville. And so it's just like, man, I finally made it back to Kansas City after first visiting here in '92. And so it's bittersweet because I was on the plane. Well, I was getting ready to go on the plane. And I'm excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go see Auntie. And, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get to see D. Then I was like, damn. And it just like hit me instantly. Like, you ain't going to see D. D gone. You know what I'm saying? And so now I have to visit my cousin's grave site just to pay him homage, pay him respect, you know. But on the flip side of that, I'm thankful and I'm grateful and fortunate to be able to come out here and make this trip, even if it involves work. I'm cool with that. I'm just happy and grateful that I'm able to be out here to do it. And so I want to talk about faith real quick, man. Like faith brought me here. Faith brought me to this job. Faith brought me to where I'm at on this journey. It was faith because had I not believed that the possibility of me being able to do this in any way, shape, or form after doing a job I had been comfortable and set into off and on for 20 years, I would still be doing that type of work. I would still be there and I would still be in my comfortable space. But I've often heard from several sources, but I'll use Steve Harvey as one source. He said that you have to be uncomfortable in order to grow. And it sounds kind of weird. You got to be uncomfortable to grow. I was in my comfort zone. That's how I was thinking. I was in my comfort. You know, I was growing in my comfort, but I really wasn't. I was stuck in that lane, and that's where I was at. And so I had grew while being in that zone. I'm talking about from off and on from the beginning to when I left, with them 20 years. But I reached a ceiling where it was almost like I couldn't grow anymore for real. And stepping out on faith in this job, in this new field that I've never done, that I really don't know anything about, like talking about it, and taking on this job, and even taking on flying to these different states. I'm not a flyer. um, Man, it you can't help but to grow in a situation like that. And so now that I'm here, I've made up my mind that there's no turning back. I can't turn back. I can't go back to where I was. I have to grow. I have to continue to grow. Even beyond this. This is a stepping stone to bigger and greater things. If God sees me being here 20 years, 30 years, so be it. But He knows my heart, He knows my mind, and He knows I have far more bigger plans than just this. But He also knows that I'm grateful and thankful for the opportunity to be able to grow to another level, to grow outside of this, to grow within this, and then grow outside of this. So that faith is everything, because as I speak right now, I'm still learning and growing with this job. I'm fresh. I'm like a fish out of water. I'm fresh right now, you know. So to sit here and tell you that at times there's not any doubt or whatever, I'll be lying. There's plenty of doubt, but that faith, that belief in the Most High, that the prayers that's going up for me, everything that I know that will help sustain me, will help me be safe, that will help me continue to grow here in this space, I'm good. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the doubt. That trumps all doubt. You know what I'm saying? So the faith that I have now is the faith that I will be in a place greater than I ever was. When I was doing that asphalt work, and it's nothing against doing the work I was doing. It's work. It's honest. You know, people making a living off of it and doing what they have to do. You know what I'm saying? Um, in that industry. You know, but I knew I was bigger than that. I knew I was far more wiser, intelligent than that. You know, um, and so I feel like God put some people around me um, to give me a little push. You know, I got a couple of homeboys who stayed on me. Yo, Banks, go do this joint. Nah, man, I'm not trying to do that work. Ah, come on, Banks. Banks, they looking, they hiring vets and the. Ah, man, I'm not messing with that work, man. Got the fly out here, fly out there, and now I'm growing in my uncomfortableness, if I could say that. Um, Hopping on a plane, bruh. Listen, last plane I've been on was like a Cessna from boot camp back to the states. It wasn't a long flight, but a Cessna. That's what I was on. I was probably I might have been up there with maybe 6, 7 other people, if that. Now I'm on a passenger jet airliner. You know what I'm saying? And interesting story. I had to fly on September 11th, and I didn't realize that that was the day. You know, the infamous day in history, in America's history. And that day is also one of my cousin's birthdays. So that's what I was equating it to, you know. It's like, yeah, cuzzo probably gonna be chilling today, da da da. I'm gonna hit him up, see what's good. So I'm on a plane and I see the person in front of me watching something on like CNN or something like that. And it said, remembering 9/11. We in mid flight. And at that moment, my mind rushed back to that day, and I tried to put myself in the positions of those people that was on the plane. I'm on this plane and I see how small it is. I see that there's not a lot of space on here. I see the aisle is it ain't wide. You know, all of these things that I see with my eyes, but I'm envisioning and trying to imagine how these people felt on these planes with these people taking over the plane and saying they're gonna do this, that, and the third, and just a flood of thoughts and emotion came over me like, man. And I thought about those people, you know what I'm saying, that lost their lives, you know. And then I thought of how how I'm at the mercy of this person who's flying this plane. I'm at the mercy of Mother Nature, the friendly skies. I'm at the mercy of all this stuff, man. Where if anything happened, I can't control none of it. None. And so that must have been the feeling that these people had on September 11th, man. You know, and so even with all that said, every time I have to get on a plane, that's the faith in me. I think a lot of people see it so routine, especially people that got to get on and go fly here, go there, whatever. It's just every day is like hopping in your car, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Um, but for me, it's a little bigger than that because I'm not a plane flyer like that, and so it took a lot of faith to hop on that plane. I mean, nobody could see it in me, but I know I was scared as hell. You know what I'm saying? because that's just not my thing. Hopping on a plane, flying here and flying there, that's just not my thing. Especially when I gotta fly from one place to another place, wait, get on that plane, then fly from that place to another place. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, but I pray. Um, it's getting less and less scary. And I'm cool now. I'm getting acclimated to it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming around to it. But that all boils down to the faith, man. Like having faith in this uncomfortable space that's gonna allow me to grow. You know, and hopefully in a couple of years' time, I'll grow to be bigger than what my mind could ever imagine. And when I say grow bigger, I'm not talking about money, you know, not really talking about being rich or anything like that. I'm just talking about growing so much as a person, you know, being the best version of me I can possibly be. Because right now, I'm not the best version of me. And I know that. I know that about myself, and I could be honest about that with myself. I still have a lot of growing to do. And even when I'm 75, 76, the same age as my mom and pops, I still have growing to do. I don't think it ever stops. Growing and learning, it never stops, you know? So, with all that said, man, because I know my posts be a little drawn out, what have you. So, you know, I don't want to lose people. I don't want to give you a little 5 minute post, but I don't want to give you a 30-minute post either. But so with all that said, I encourage all of you to be uncomfortable in your space, whatever it is, the new job, the marriage, the guy or girl that they got with another guy or girl or whatever, and you got kids and you got to be, step parent or, that person to that other person's kids or whatever. Um, a lot of those situations are uncomfortable, but it's going to allow you to grow. Take it on and grow in your uncomfortable space because that's the only way you're going to be able to grow, and I realized that, what I'm saying? So never stop growing, never stop building, never stop rising, and never stop shining, you know what I'm saying? So, so with all that said, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you for listening to me rant about about my growth and about just um, my little stories and my situations. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't do this for likes. I don't do this so people can like me as a person or what. I do this almost like for therapy. If one person watched it and felt what I said, then cool. You know, if zero people watched it and nobody seen or heard what I said, I'm cool too because it's in the atmosphere. And you know who else heard it? Most High. So I'm good. All right. So y'all be easy, man. Be safe out there. And I have a little thing I always like to say, you know, which is treat others how you would like to be treated. Treat others how you would like to be treated. And if we can all live by that, we'll be all right. All right. So y'all be easy out there, man. Be safe. And I'm going to holler next time. I don't know when, but it'll be next time. All right, man. Y'all be safe, man. Love y'all. Peace.